At a recent packed campaign rally in Calgary for Conservative Party leadership candidate Pierre Poilievre, the National Telegraph was in attendance to ask Poilievre about his stance on the use of central bank digital currency, CBDC. In light of the Liberals researching the implementation of digital currency in Canada, we stuck around after the event to ask Poilievre what he thought about CBDCs, and he was very upfront with his stance on the issue and his plans to potentially ban their use by future federal administrations. Pierre told us that he is against CBDCs, and when asked about banning them he stated that, "I'm open to it, banning CBDCs, I haven't decided whether legislation is the right tool. To have it happen you need the approval of the finance minister. The finance minister literally owns the central bank, and so it comes down to the finance minister, who works for the prime minister, so I have to figure out whether legislation is appropriate or necessary." Although this portion of the discussion was not recorded, there were time limits for getting videos taken. We asked Poilievre whether or not he would consider pushing for an amendment to Canada's constitution in order to declare Canada's monetary system cash-based, and he said that could be an option. Overall, it was good to see a leadership candidate already willing to speak out against the use of CBDCs and thinking seriously about how to practically ban their use going forward. There does seem to be a potential issue with looking at how to ban CBDCs, since it may be more of a constitutional issue rather than a legislative issue. Since control over Canada's central bank falls under the executive powers of the finance minister, and by extension the prime minister. The National Telegraph has been recently speaking more about the threat of central bank digital currency to Canadians. Since we discovered the Liberals allotting $17.7 million to researching the use of CBDCs in Canada, along with raising awareness about the dangers of CBDCs to Canadians' financial security, we are also focused on getting politicians to state their opposition to CBDCs and hold them to their word on that opposition in the future. If any other leadership candidate or member of parliament speaks out against CBDCs, we will be sure to hold them to their word, and also criticize those who seek to implement a CBDC in Canada.